Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I want to talk to you about three subjects tonight: the latest updates from Gaza, what's happening in Yemen, and the latest updates from Lebanon, very dangerous updates from Lebanon. I'm going to start off with Gaza. Israel is obviously still there. They are still committing massacres. Today they attacked a school housing refugees seeking shelter, killing 7 innocent people. They also killed 5 journalists, and they also landed a missile on an event where people were paying respects to someone who was martyred. So killing innocent civilians as usual. From the resistance fronts, we had the most activity from Al-Qassam brigades in Ash-Shuja'iyya. Ash-Shuja'iyya neighborhood is a place that Israel deployed 2 brigades in a couple of weeks ago in an attempt to take down the Palestinian resistance, and obviously they're failing miserably and suffering great losses in Ash-Shuja'iyya. In particular, in the last week, they have suffered tremendous losses in Ash-Shuja'iyya, and they still are. Today, Al-Qassam brigades, they took down a whole Merkava with a side bomb, and they reported that they completely destroyed this Merkava tank. They also had mortar shells on multiple soldier gatherings. They also had an explosion in a unit, a force of Israeli troops in one part of Ash-Shuja'iyya, and they also launched missiles on Nahal Oz. We also had missiles launched from Saray al-Quds, the armed wing of the PIJ, on Sderot. Clearly Israel has no answer whatsoever, and the resistance is as fierce as ever, escalating more and more against the occupying forces in Gaza, and Israel as usual punishing the civilian population. We had a development in Yemen. The Yemeni resistance, Ansarullah, they already conducted many military drills to prepare for an invasion in Israel. They previously had drills that resembled attacking Israeli settlements, Israeli bases, and today they had another drill that they called At-Tufan al-Mudammir, or the destructive flood, in which they had all sorts of training, including drones, missiles, all sorts, a combination of a big drill that also resembled attacking Israeli bases and locations in Israel. Now, with Yemen, there were many people raising questions previously if they would participate in any land attack on Israel, and that's definitely something that they've been preparing for. Although the most activity we've seen was in the sea, in the Red Sea, in the Indian Ocean, in the Mediterranean, they are clearly preparing for something on the land in case it happens and in case they are required to participate. Which leads me to the most important development. We obviously have the talks for a potential ceasefire. We're hearing reports that Israel is very close to agreeing on a ceasefire. We're supposed to receive an answer from Israel today or tomorrow about Hamas's response to the latest developments and the latest modifications when it comes to the ceasefire. However, Israel is still escalating with Lebanon. Today they conducted an attack that was the deepest attack in Lebanon since the 8th of October, which was the day when Hizbullah started to participate in Al-Aqsa flood. They carried out a targeted assassination on a Hizbullah figure in Baalbek, 112 kilometers into Lebanon from the Israeli borders. This is obviously an escalation. Hizbullah just finished, although they did not confirm that they finished, but we just saw their big response for the assassination of a previous leading figure that Israel assassinated, with over 200 missiles, over 20 drones in one day. And now Israel is going deeper into Lebanon in such a sensitive period where we're about to reach a ceasefire. Hezbollah haven't responded yet. However, we would expect them to respond very intensely, and as a matter of fact, we could see one of the biggest responses for Hezbollah after this assassination, purely because of the level of distance primarily, and obviously the fact that we're talking about another senior figure in Hizbullah. Which leads me to the final thing that I wanted to talk about. We had a statement from the Deputy Secretary General of Hezbollah, Naim Qasim, with regards to the ceasefire, and he reiterated again that Lebanon will immediately stop its attacks on Israel once we have a ceasefire with Gaza. They said that before and they say it again. Although Israel said we are approaching the Lebanese front in a different manner, in a separate manner to Gaza, because that's a separate issue, Hezbollah are still saying we will respect the ceasefire and we will stop attacking Israel. They did not say whether or not they will respond to any Israeli aggression if they stop the ceasefire. That's something else. And one other thing that he mentioned is Israel must agree to Hamas's conditions to reach a ceasefire, which is something that we are seeing at the moment and will potentially be confirmed once we hear a response from Israel for the Hamas response for the ceasefire and the latest amendments for the ceasefire.